Welcome to Inside Politics. I'm Chris Varcoe with the Calgary Herald, joined by a long-time Calgary Herald columnist, Don Braid. Don, you and I have seen a lot of elections, you more than I, but this election is different. What have you deduced? Conclusions have you reached after halfway through this campaign?
Well, first of all, it's 11 for me, if you can believe it. 11 Alberta elections. It is the only election where the government's been pressed from both sides. There's never been anything like it. The situation is unstable. We don't know where the voters are going. The polls have not been favorable to the government. The government is clearly worried. Where it goes from here, we just don't know. I mean, it is really the most unpredictable election I've ever seen because of the fact that there are three major players.
Seems like when we began this campaign, the ballot box question was who has the better fiscal plan. It seems like the psychology has changed in 2 weeks to who do you trust. How does that play out for the government?
Well, the government's trust numbers have fallen, I think partly because of the calling the election early. People still talk about that all the time. People still don't like that. So they've got to reestablish this. I mean, they've created one of the most difficult things to sell, which is a tough budget for tough times. And the times are getting tougher every day, like just today, many more people on EI. So he's got a job to do tonight.
Okay, quickly, what are we expecting to see in tonight's debate?
I think you're going to see Jim Prentice paint himself as the only person who can possibly handle this, the only one with the experience, the only one with the competency and the skill set to handle it. I think he's going to try and push that. He's going to try and make the others look like greenhorns. The problem with that approach, of course, is they've got all the experience, and that he says that's a problem. But that's what he'll try to do, I think.
All right, and the opposition leaders?
Well, Rachel Notley just roll along the way she is. She's doing extremely well with her centrist, not radical, reasonable approach to things, creating jobs and doing a lot of things the other parties aren't talking about. Right. And she's the one who's got the momentum. She doesn't have much to establish, just stay the way she is.
What about Brian Jean?
Brian Jean's got a lot to establish because nobody knows who he is. He's got to seem reasonable. The Tories try to fit him with a tinfoil hat. He can't look the least bit wild-eyed or sort of right-wing extremist. But he's the one I think has got the most difficult thing to do.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks a lot.